My hair is so frizzy.
I know. I feel like mine is still drying.
You don't blow. I don't blow dry my hair. I only blow dry my hair if I'm going out somewhere.
Yeah, because I also wanted to let it just kind of naturally have its little wavy moment.
Yeah.
I have my little remnants of curls.
My hair is frizzy.
It looks gorgeous. I love it.
Hi everyone. Welcome back to the afternoon tea.
Cheers.
I'm Charlotte, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. I'm Alina. We're a little rusty. I feel like it's been a hot minute, but
we've been too busy having feral girl summer.
This is true. Refer back to our last video if you want to know more about that. LOL. I feel like this summer has been very busy though. We've been out of town, and then I feel like in the times that we've been in town, we've just been busy girls.
You've been busy.
Yeah.
You've had people visiting.
I have. And then I've been like
away.
MIA.
Yeah, we've been,
What have you been up to?
I feel like you've been away most weekends. Well, as we all know, I went to Italy. I really miss it. And then I went to Florida for the 4th of July and for my mom's birthday.
So cute.
And then I recently went to Ohio just for the weekend, to see my family. But I've just been like trying to survive the massive all summer long heat wave with my pots.
Oh, it's New York City has been like in the 90s.
Excruciatingly hot.
And then like on top of the concrete just radiating all of that.
So the heat index probably honestly like 115. But I just feel, I don't even know, the summer just kind of like blew by, and I'm kind of like glad it did because I really like cannot do the heat. I wish I was like rich person who summered away.
I know.
Like, up like the Catskills
got
or something.
To escape certain types of weather.
Yeah. But
fall is around the corner.
It's my favorite time of year.
We're very excited.
Forget about Feral Girl Summer. Let's hear it for
Feral Girl Fall. I am so excited. Oh my God. I can just like smell the pumpkin spice, you know? It's just like right there.
Oh, I love that like tweet that was like, I'm nostalgia for like a 2007 like chilly crisp fall night at the Scholastic Book Fair.
Oh my God, the Scholastic Book Fair. I love to get everything except books from that.
My mom let me get so many books. I feel like I would only read like a few of them.
Yeah, that's how it goes. That's core memory. Well, guys and gals, and theys, we are talking about dating today, a little bit about like what our experience is in the New York dating scene, kind of where we're at now on our dating journey, and maybe we'll sprinkle in some things we learned. We also have some people that told us some of their dating stories, so we'll share like one or two of those. But yeah, that's what we're covering today. Dating in New York is such a whirlwind. I feel like it just automatically creates very unique experiences.
Especially since like being from the Midwest, there's people, I feel like sometimes like if you're dating guys, like all guys the same, but then when you get to New York, it's like you have a whole other sector of like people who are artists, people who are trying to be famous, be somebody else, and it like adds a whole other layer to, I'm like, whoa.
Yes. I have heard time and time again, and I'm sure you have too, that dating in the city is just drastically different than dating in your hometown. And I mean, I can see the evidence.
Yeah.
I can see the evidence, as both of us are like small town girls.
Yeah.
We can see just how different it is from the people back in the hometown versus what we're experiencing or what our New York friends are experiencing.
It's also like people from our hometowns are on like different wavelengths and like
timelines.
Like, they're like married, having kids, and that's like, you know, their thing.
And you know what's funny? I don't know about you, but growing up, I always thought, okay, I'm going to get married by like 23. Have a first kid by like 25.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what
I
was surrounded by.
I feel like when I was like later in high school, I thought like 26 or something.
Yeah.
But
And then now
then
we're here.
now I'm 26 and I'm like,
I know. I feel like what I realized since moving here is that people's timelines just work so differently because we tend to put our career and just life experience
yeah.
first.
I also just think like getting married like right after college is like here I feel like we realize there's so much like learning and growing to
I
do.
think that's what it
I feel like
is.
sometimes
Yeah.
people will say like, oh, women aren't getting married because they're career women now. I'm like, but also like there's so
Yeah.
much to, like,
It's not just my career that
yeah,
has like
yeah,
put a different timeline on
yeah.
those milestones for me. It's just like,
My
yeah,
personal freedom,
discovering who
who
I
I
am,
am.
what I
If you think
want.
about, would you like, if you think like as time goes on, I'm like, I would never have married anybody I dated in my early 20s.
Yeah, no offense to any of them.
No, but I'm like,
But
thank God.
I even like was a different person.
Right.
I think there are people from my past who I am so curious to know who they've grown to be,
Yeah.
but I don't even think I was marriage material
No.
at that age. You
No.
know?
You think you know everything, whatever, but
Right.
you don't.
You don't. Well, I think we should get into some of our New York experiences. This is going to be so funny because it's just a crazy scene out there. And when I first moved to New York, it was about 4 years ago, and I had ended, like shortly after moving here, a relationship that lasted like 4.5 years. And then I moved and just realized, okay, I need to get out there. I need to really focus on me. Um, and that also just opened me up to the whole scene of New York dating life. And my first date that I went on, this is crazy. My first date to really just set the tone, I think, of like dating for me. Um, it was with this guy that I had met at a bar. And, or you know what? I met him at Mr. Purple, which is a club in the Lower East Side. Met him at Mr. Purple.
Ugh.
And like we exchanged numbers, whatever, went on this date to, I don't even remember where. This was literally 4 years ago. Um, and I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, like this seems fun. This seems cool. Here I am, a naive little girl. And then next thing I know, we go onto this like random rooftop.
Like,
I
what do you mean? Like
like
someone's apartment or like a bar?
yes, somebody's apartment. He, I guess, had his friend's keys to like their apartment building, but not his apartment because later I found out he's just like crashing on his friends' couches.
Ugh.
I know he didn't even like really fully live in the city yet. Don't know why.
Liar.
I know. So we go up to this rooftop. Nobody's up there. And I'm just like gazing around the city. I'm like, wow, this is so romantic. What a romantic thing for this person to do. Next thing, and let me tell you, it was February. It was the dead of winter.
Uh-oh.
Next thing I know, this man says, "Can you go down on me?"
Oh my God.
In the dead of winter on this rooftop.
Not even his rooftop.
Not even his rooftop. His friend's rooftop.
Oh my God.
It was crazy.
So what happened?
It's my first date in New York.
Dang.
I know, take a moment.
Because I honestly like don't even know where to start because I went to school here, but like
yeah, wait, were you single when you
I was
moved here?
Single when I moved here. And because FIT is like 85% women,
Slim
Um,
pickings for a straight girl.
my mom's listening to this. I remember before, like I went, she was like, "I'm so worried that you're not gonna find a boyfriend because of you're gonna go like basically an all girls school."
That's so funny.
Yeah,
Don't worry, Mom.
but the first guy, I feel like this is gonna get a little hairy. But the first guy that I dated in New York, he went to FIT and he was an arts major of the sorts. And it was my first time experiencing somebody who like cared so much about their image. I
Mm.
mean, there was a myriad of like other problems, but oh my god, he was terrible. It was like my first like toxic relationship as an adult because in high school, like I just like got tossed around. Like no one really had like good intentions, and like initially he was nice to me, and it just like traps you in there. I was like, oh
Yeah.
wow, this man like just doesn't want to use me for my body. Like what's going on? And then yeah, spiraled out and down from there. But um, luckily I had like a good support system and friends and like family to catch me when I fell, but
Mm-hmm.
um I feel like when you experience something bad like that when you're young, it
Yeah.
like really teaches you like what you want in a relationship.
Yep.
So I feel like I didn't have to like be that much of like a serial dater in my 20s as like maybe some other girls are in New York,
Mm-hmm.
like to
Mm-hmm.
figure out what I wanted. Um but then I just kind of like casually dated around for a while, and I feel like I still am because there just hasn't like been someone I've been super serious about.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this was like 2 years ago. I like was really into the dating apps like before my major hip surgery, and that was my first time like really actively like trying to do it.
Yeah.
And I went on like a couple dates with some different guys. And one of the first dates I went on, because before I actually like was going out on dates, let me see if I'm remembering this correctly. Before I actually went out and I moved back to New York City in 2022, January
Mm-hmm.
2022, and I like finally tried doing the dating app.
Mm-hmm.
And I before I would like delete and remake my profile so many times. I like never had actually went on a date. I was like, this is stupid. I'm deleting this.
And
And, like
then you like change your mind?
I would completely delete my profile, whatever. I wouldn't log out. Like I would delete
You
it.
like eliminated that.
Yeah. So like whenever I would like remake my profile, I would see like some of the same guys
Oh
like
my
over and
gosh.
over again.
They've
And
risen from the dead.
one of the guys, like, I swear I matched with him twice, and like we went out. We went out to this really cute wine bar in Brooklyn called Woodhall.
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm. Love that place. It's so
Yes.
cute.
We were out for like a couple of like we were out for like hours. Like
Uh-huh.
we were just like we had multiple drinks, we were chatting, we were having good conversations. And then we were leaving, whatever. I like wasn't sure if I should kiss him goodbye or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and like I
I
didn't.
feel like that sometimes like the most awkward
So
moment.
I'm
You're
like,
like, are we on the same page
I
or
don't know.
yeah.
And then this man blocked my ass.
Rude.
And I was like, okay, we were out for so long.
Oh my god.
I've also just like seen you around on the dating apps for like a while.
Yeah.
I also just wasn't sure. Maybe I don't know. I just scared him away.
You know, maybe he was just too intimidated.
At the time, the first season of The Last of Us came out,
Uh-huh.
and I remember I was asking him. I was like, what are you gonna do if zombies hit New York City? And I just be like,
You're like, tell me, what's your game plan?
I just think he thought I was being serious, and maybe that's
maybe
why.
in his head he was like, wait, this girl really thinks zombies are coming to New York.
And then I was telling him about Amish country in Ohio, and he was like from Hawaii or something.
Whoa.
And I don't think had ever heard of what an Amish person was. And I was like, I swear, like I'm not in a cult.
That's funny. Also, speaking of Woodhall, I went on a date once with a guy that worked at Woodhall. And it was so weird. I had met him at Horses and Divorces, which if you've never been to Horses and Divorces, that place is something. I was pretty drunk, so I didn't fully, remember every detail of his personality or anything, but kind of vibed, have some little kisses, and then I drunkenly exchanged numbers, whatever, and then I guess maybe, I don't know, a week later or something, we go on a date to this coffee shop, Black Brick Coffee. I'm really throwing out
Black
the
Brick
spot.
Coffee.
Yeah, it's like across from Horses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like right around there. And I swear to God, the whole time this man is talking about his ex relationship.
Ooh.
And how she blocked him, said he was too clingy. He is airing his baggage out on this date, and I'm just sitting there bored. I'm ready to wrap this up.
I gotta go. I left my vacuum running. Bye.
I left my vacuum running. Gotta finish cleaning. And then after that, he reached out to me just saying hey, would love to do that again. And I kind of I don't think responded. I think I saw it and just forgot to respond, and then it just became, I just did not prioritize
No,
it.
there was no reason for you to go on a second date with this man. Yeah. You do not need to feel bad about that.
And then he was trying to reach me on other platforms.
Ew.
I know. I think he tried reaching out to me on TikTok too. And
what?
I was listen, dude. I don't know why he thought this was a great date that he wanted to do again. I don't know. It was weird. But yeah, he worked at Woodhull. I don't think he does anymore though.
The last time I went to Woodhull, I think I told you this, I went out with some friends and I had my Slazy's tote bag, which I learned I don't think it's how you pronounce it. It's anyway. I had this tote bag. It's clearly it's Ohio. I think it says that. If you're from Ohio, you would know what this
has corn on it.
Yeah. And our waiter goes, "Is someone here from Akron, Ohio?" And I was like, "What?" So I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "How'd you know?" He's like, "Oh, your tote bag." I'm like, "Duh." My corn tote bag.
That's so funny.
And we were talking for a little, and then we were leaving. We were too many drinks in. My friend writes my number on the paper on the receipt,
your actual number.
Yeah,
love that.
He knows who it was from because we had the same 330 area code.
True.
Yeah, he never texted me. He also was not cute, so I was like, "Celine, come on, why'd you do that?"
Damn.
Anyways,
that's really funny though.
Yeah,
I love that. A tote bag in New York City, that will catch the attention. You will.
Yeah,
find
you have
a way
to
to
have
bond.
a cute, cool tote bag that not everybody else has.
Yes.
I can guarantee you, not a singular soul in New York City probably has this tote bag.
Yep.
Unless you're maybe that waiter from Woodhull.
Yeah. What has been the apartment situations and some of the people you have gone over to?
I have never been to a man's apartment and it's been remotely clean.
Brutal.
Guys have seen in New York, I go to their apartment, they have multiple roommates.
Yeah.
Obviously. And then you go in their bathroom and there's just hair on the counter.
Yeah.
And there's a hand towel that maybe used to be white and it's just crusty and that's what you're
and
supposed to dry
who knows
your
when they washed
on.
it last.
Yeah, and it just smells and it's just
musty and yeah, that's nasty. And then you're just let me get out of here as quickly as possible.
No. But I'm hearing some girls, they'll tell me, "Oh, I met this finance bro. He's Patrick Bateman from American Psycho, and he lives in a penthouse, and his apartment's so clean." I'm like, I'm sorry. If I think if I stepped foot in an apartment like that, I'd be like, I need to get out here. I'm about to get murdered or something.
Yes. No. Okay. I had this one experience. Once again, it was a guy that I had met at a bar. I think maybe I've told you this story, but I'll say it again. So basically, there was this guy. And we met at a bar and went back to his apartment. He had this beautiful apartment in the West Village. Stunning. It was a 1-bedroom, just full kitchen with an island. Like a marble island. Floor to ceiling windows.
He's a Nepo baby.
He was. He was a Nepo baby. And he had this like beautiful like glass tic-tac-toe board,
Oh.
um which, one of the initial activities in this apartment was us drunkenly playing
Oh.
strip tic-tac-toe.
Right. I remember you saying
Yes,
that.
yes. But gorgeous apartment. I was like, wow. That was, I think, the first time I went to like a really nice apartment. And then like
Yeah.
another time, it was like a very casual situation. Like there was no exclusivity, but I did see his childhood home, which was on the
Oh.
Upper East Side,
Ooh.
and it was massive, a foyer in the apartment, like huge. His mother's closet, the size of my probably whole apartment. It was crazy.
Anytime someone's from New York City, like
Yeah.
they're bound to have like some form of money
Yeah.
most of the time.
Yes.
I mean, I'm just thinking and remembering. Lena knows this, but dear readers and listeners, I had new next door neighbors who moved in, and they're all guys. And I go into their apartment. On the ceiling, they have a makeshift little decoration just hanging from the middle of their ceiling, and it's Elmo, an Elmo puppet that he made sure to tell me he got from the that museum in Queens that has like the Muppets exhibit.
It's so funny.
So an Elmo puppet stuffed with a rat.
When you were telling me this story at first, like I was like, I don't know what is gonna come out of her mouth next. Like it got weirder.
They were definitely so high.
A stuffed rat, meaning like it was
So it was like
not
a rat,
like a toy.
a rat jelly cat.
Okay.
Like it wasn't a cute jelly cat. It was like not fuzzy, had a long tail. It was like
Ew.
a big ass rat. And then on top of like the rat's like head and stuff was like Elmo, and it was just hanging from the ceiling. And
So
he
weird.
realized, I think, how weird it was. He was like, "Oh yeah, like sometimes we get scared in the middle of the night of it." And I was like, "I think I need to go."
You're like,
I left my
time.
vacuum running.
I went to WVU, West Virginia University, go Mountaineers, and that scene was also very different from like the New York boys. Like
Right.
New York guys with messy apartments is disgusting, and it's also disgusting in West Virginia, but you have the addition of Saturdays are for the boys or Trump flags hanging in the bedroom. So it's like you get disgusting on top of MAGA. Fortunately, I had never been involved in any of those situations, but I have seen these rooms. And it's funny how those flags difference. Don't quite make it to New York City.
No,
it's crazy out there.
It's crazy out there.
I think like something too, like a learning that I have taken from my various experiences in the single New York City life and whatever, is learning how to listen to your boundaries and your gut feelings. I was talking to my friend recently. It was actually like when all of us were out a couple weeks ago, and she was saying, she's like, I have realized how much better I've become about honoring my boundaries than I used to be, because some of the people in this city will really test your boundaries. Like they'll really push the limit without asking first. Like her example was, there was this guy that she was like hooking up with or whatever, and he slapped her across the face thinking that was like it maybe was something he was into, but there was no discussion of if that was something she was okay with. And she was like, you can't do that. And she said, like, I can be a people pleaser, but in that moment it's just like my body took over and my gut feeling took over, and I was able to be like, oh, that's not okay. And I think this city can certainly test those boundaries, and it's good to remain true to like yourself.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like you might come across maybe some people like that out in the wild, out in the Midwest too. I feel like in New York, there's like maybe a little bit more crazy people.
Yeah.
That's just like you just meet more people who
who are
tend to
in this
be
like
like
very
that.
experimental mindset too, I think.
Yeah.
Like there's no level of commitment, and because I feel like
Yeah.
you're not doing that necessarily to somebody that you're like, I want to see how this goes. You know what I mean? Like you're kind of doing that with somebody that you maybe just see yourself being with for that night.
Yeah.
There's just, I feel
Yeah.
like a mentality
You definitely have
of
to be
flings and stuff.
careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But now in my ripe age of 26, we don't kiss guys at bars anymore. And I feel like it's interesting now, even I feel like when I first moved back to New York
Mhm.
City versus like how many, like 3 years have went
Mhm.
by, people have changed so much and like gone into their shells. And I think this is just like a worldwide problem to where people like are so in like into their little groups and they go out, or like being on your phone has just like really stunted your like emotional and like social development. Like people, like I never see people go up to people at the bars anymore. I feel like it's like the guys that I do meet out and about like will like chat and like exchange information, like chat. There's been like
Mhm.
multiple guys where we've like talked for like a long time
Mhm.
at a bar, and you literally witnessed one.
I
And
literally did.
yeah, and
I was I was eating my popcorn watching that.
and and they just never talk to you again.
Mhm.
People are so scared. And I literally just watched, we just talked about this. I watched this TikTok before I came. This guy, he's cute. He like just moved to New York City, whatever. And he's like, where do you meet people organically? And he's like, but I'm too scared to say hi to somebody at a bar and a coffee shop. People, I feel
I
like,
think that you're only holding
right.
yourself back, and I think the biggest fear is rejection. It's so
Yeah.
scary to like put yourself out there and be rejected or be judged, or you're
Yeah.
anticipating the negative response by doing that. If everybody just had it in their mind that, oh, this is going to work out, we'd be doing it left and right. And I think as long as A, you're not approaching it in a creepy way, and B, like, you're doing it for maybe the right intentions, then I think there is absolutely, like, I think people need to break out of that little
Yeah.
like shell a bit more.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I say like if somebody like that happened to me, or like they just never talk to you ever again, then just say like no, that person wasn't meant for me. Like
Right.
I'm not gonna miss what's meant for me,
Yeah.
and just like brush it off, which that can be like hard because I'm like, oh, I like, do I need to be different?
Mhm.
Like what am I doing wrong? But you're not doing
Mhm.
anything wrong.
Right.
Like it's just such a weird time to like to be alive. And I'm sure like every generation has felt like that, but I feel like it's like kind of people are getting more like
I know.
reclusive.
Yeah. And more like
And
self-conscious, I think, too. It's
yeah.
like we like to stay in our comfort zone,
Yeah.
and being in among the people that you know and that like you back. You don't have to put in that effort, and it's scary to step out of that
Yeah.
comfort zone and be at risk of yeah, rejection, but I think it's so worth it.
You can stumble and make your first steps, and then like you're growing throughout all of it. And I'd like to say people give you the experience, like give you the words to say, even if
Mhm.
like it was a shitty situation, or even if you just dated someone for like a couple of months. Like
Yeah.
I think like we all leave like some form of an imprint on each other that we can learn and grow from, hopefully,
Mhm.
if you're willing to learn and grow.
If you open that mind. Also, our mic died. Well, Charlotte's mic died, so now we're sharing. Sharing is caring. I'm curious to know, like, have you? I already know the answer to this, but I'm gonna ask anyway. Have you dated somebody more long term while being in the city?
Um, yes, but I mean it's been a while. I feel like I've only ever I feel like the longest I've dated someone recently was like maybe like 4 months. 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it's kind of like, I don't know, the sign of the times right now where, well, this is what I meant to say earlier, that there is an influx. Like there's, I know even just from my friends, there's more single women than there is like available men.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, that's just where I'm at. I haven't had like a long-term relationship in a while, but I'm also at the point where I'm like, I would rather spend time alone and time with my friends than with like another man who's gonna tell me how to live and who to be.
Okay. We're back. We had like a good, I don't even know how long that intermission was.
Like an hour.
I think like an hour intermission because the microphones died.
We had some technical difficulties.
We did, but we got there in the end and we got to just chill and hang. But
and
we
talk about some stuff that you guys are allowed to
yeah, secrets. But all we had kind of left was to close out. And I wanted to know, Charlotte, what is your current dating situation?
I'm currently single.
Woo.
Yeah. Like I said previously on the non-recorded bit, that I re-downloaded the dating apps. I feel like kind of recently, like a couple months ago, but I'm not avidly searching like every day. Like I will go on there like casually. I feel like I'm not putting so much pressure on it because it's just exhausting to be on the dating apps. And I feel like especially now, I mean, we all know the algorithm is so bad, and it just feels like I'm being objectified and I'm objectifying people.
Yeah.
So it's like weird to have like a good relationship with it, but I feel like now I'm like, okay, if there's anyone I'm meant to see on here, like show them to me.
Yes.
If not, like I'm not putting no pressure.
Yep.
I would most totally rather meet someone organically, but like I just like feel like when I go out, I'm not like trying to like actively search because then I don't want to like be disappointed.
Yeah, you don't want that expectation.
Yeah, so I'm like, obviously I'm like open to like meet people, but
Yes.
I'm not like obsessing over it. But like I would rather spend more time by myself and with my friends than have another man tell me who I am or tell me who to be.
Yeah.
And what have you. So I'm just like, feel like I've like matured maybe faster than some other guys out there, and just the fact that like I'm not just like goofing around anymore and trying to play games with anybody.
Yeah, you have a really clear idea, I think, of like your intentions and like what you need from the person you're trying to date.
And it's really, I feel like you hit like a level of like peace of mind, knowing like who you are. I mean, obviously we're all still growing, but knowing who you are and like what you want, because then I'm not trying to like, I don't know, figure it out. But I feel like it's nice knowing what I want in a guy, because I can set boundaries for myself the second someone starts sending me a red flag. At this point, it's like someone is in addition to my life versus like I'm looking for someone to like make me
happy. Like you don't need to be completed. It's like, it's just like a cherry on top.
Yeah.
You're already the whole sundae.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think my friend gave me that analogy one time. She was like, you're already like the whole sundae. This thing is just like the cherry on top. It's just an addition.
Anyways, so where are you at now?
Well, I am in a relationship. Well, okay, so yeah, I'm in a relationship. Shout out to my boyfriend, love him. But, you know, in between dating him and dating my New York ex, I was back on the single scene. And shortly before meeting him, I was like, you know what? I am over dating casually. Like, I just want to be with myself. This is just too confusing for my brain. I've done it many times, and I just think I need a detox. And I was, seeing this girl at the time, and I had told her, like, like, I just need a break from all the casual dating and all that. Unfortunately, she was very, like, sweet and understanding. But then it's funny because, like, a few weeks later, he popped into my life. And I don't know, there was just something that felt really intriguing and right about it. And I think it's because he's from my hometown, and I was not expecting that. But my hometown means a lot to me, as I'm sure yours does too. And so having somebody who like understands where I come from, and who also has like a lot of mutuals, but like the right kind of mutual friends, was so great. Like, I didn't really know him, but I knew of him, and it was really perfect. And then shortly after we started getting to know each other, he ended up moving to the city, and so we've just really blossomed into our relationship, which has been this like little nice mixture of hometown comfort, but also getting to still be in the city. And it feels good. I feel like grounded in it. And I, had to say goodbye to like the New York single life Alina, but I'm okay with that, and I'm happy to now be a wing woman.
On to bigger and better things.
Yes.
I feel like that's so special though, to like have someone from your hometown, and it's also like nice is like when you go home from the holidays, he's there too.
Yes.
Like, you don't have to travel to somewhere else.
Yes. And I feel like too, a lot of people that like grew up in the city, or maybe have lived here for a while, or maybe you're in this just like bubble, don't have the same appreciation for like the same things maybe that you do if you're from a small town.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that I don't have to try to convince him to like these parts of me that I hold very dear. You know what I mean? And it's nice to just already have that established.
Yeah. You need someone who wants to go touch grass with us.
Exactly. You don't have to like drag out there. Somebody who's not afraid to see some pastures. And all that.
Obviously, I'm probably not going to date anyone from my hometown.
That's okay.
But I feel like what makes me excited is like one day showing somebody my hometown.
That is a beautiful thing.
Hometown.
Yes. It's like when you're not from the same place and you get to experience that. I love it.
But you had such a good meet cute. I love a meet cute. Let's bring back meet cutes.
People need more meet cute stories.
I know.
Because all they are now are dating apps, which is fine. I've even dabbled in the dating apps in my day, and I know so many success stories. But I think we're lacking more of the organic.
I feel like I've had a couple meet cutesy things that have turned out to be nothing, but I feel like I get overtly excited when it happens because I'm like,
and then you put pressure on it, and it's like, okay,
I love the idea of this,
right?
The idea
it's like the idea of it more than like the reality of it. And with that, we have now actually concluded this episode of The Afternoon Tea.